What is going on, guys? So today I'm just going to go over charts and a little discussion, but first we'll start with Bitcoin. So I see her in this trend line at the moment. By the end of the year, now we don't know if Bitcoin will get to, I'm thinking by end of the year 150 or 200. That seems to be where a lot of analysts are speculating price will get to, at least for the bullish people. And then also for the bears, if we're in a bearish, starting a bear trend, then it would look like this. I do not think we're in that though. So then we would sweep the tops or go under by the summer, and then you'd go down here for the fall. I don't see that though, but it is a possibility because a lot of the fear that's going on right now is just the tariffs. And it makes sense that the outcome of it, that you need to price in, well, if we're not able to reciprocate like good trade or be able to, it's one thing to set a price between all nations, but it's another, and they put a tariff on us, so it's only fair to get a reciprocal tariff. But if we're not able to meet in between with other nations, then this can be a cause for concern. This will go between executive and Congress. But I don't think that's going to happen. But it is a possibility. So if this is a bear market starting, then we would get somewhere in the summer would be peak. We would retest, Bitcoin would retest up here. But if you have gold putting in new highs, that leads me to think we're not at starting a bear trend. So it play out like this, and it's in this trend zone. So all our proxies, if you guys are looking to get out, if you have any calls with me, or if you have shares, your best time to get out, not now. You don't sell at the bottom. We're pretty much either last week was the bottom, or we're getting really, really close, because a lot of these charts are looking pretty bullish, or our bottom has set up. They look really good. So if this is the case, we are starting a bear trend. If we are, then in the summer, we will pick up as a result. And then that's when you sell. And your crypto and your miners and your whatever plays you do have, that would be your best opportunity. Because then the SPX correlates also with Bitcoin. They are all integrated with each other. But if you have DXY, dollar index, is dropping insanely, this is good for stocks. And then the 10-year yield is dropping insanely. I got to go to my other thing to get it. But that's good. That's bullish for markets. So it's like the market makers, money managers are saying one thing, and then the news always says the other. Usually what the news says, you want to do the opposite of. News is nothing but lies and FUD, basically. And, well, not everything. I'm just saying when it comes to the markets. But for the most part, most things, I'll be honest. And then if we look at previous halvings, I had a different chart. But usually the last year, so post-halving, you have the biggest growth for Bitcoin. And you get a blow-off top. So for post-halving, for the last bull cycle or Bitcoin cycle, you put in the lows. See, so this one started a bear trend. So you got an A, B, and a C coming down. And if this is the case for us, because it swept the higher and then pulled back, then it would do the same thing over here. I don't think it will play out like that though. So we have Bitcoin. And then I'm going to look at, give it a second, MSTR. MSTR is looking very promising. So on the weekly, I actually thought, looking at it, that we had touched the bottom of this Bollinger Band, and we immediately shot right up. So it leads me to believe we're gonna hit the median. So I believe it's the 100 EMA, and right now price is at 339. So MSTR is probably gonna go somewhere around 340 within the short term. And then just looking at Bitcoin on a smaller time frame, I think we are going to go somewhere between 88K and 90K and then pull back. I'll reset this chart. It's looking pretty bullish. We hit the top of this Bollinger. When it comes to Bollinger Bands, you don't want to trust it for short time frame, but for daily and weekly, it's pretty good. Stochastic's up high, but we could go higher. RSI is relatively low. It's bounced. It's above the support band. What's the bull support band on it? Yeah, so Bitcoin can go up here to the 90s, like 90K, possibly higher. No, it's probably going to be like 90K or 88K. And I think we're going to come back down to test the support. I think this might be the bottom. 76K probably is the bottom. We'll find out basically not next week. I think the following week. I think early April will be the shit show. And then from there, it will get better because in early April, that's when the tariffs take effect. And that's really what's affecting the markets, the fear that comes with the tariffs. So them going off and on doesn't help. And then we can go up from here. So I'm thinking March and April are the worst. April, probably not. I think probably sideways. That's where I'm guessing. And then May and June will go up higher. Hopefully May. If not, then it's just June, and then June and July. Ethereum, great bounce. This is actually really good, but I don't know if it's done. One way to look at the alts, just look at Ethereum. When it comes to the alts, they will not pump unless Ethereum does first. And Ethereum still looks like shit. So it's hit my first box zone. It can go down here. So this is a pair to Bitcoin. Ethereum to Bitcoin. All alts look like this. Bitcoin has pretty much outgained every other asset basically. So in like sideways markets or bear markets, your best asset's going to be gold or Bitcoin essentially. And then I think Bitcoin was a way better investment, but it's up to you guys what you want to put it into. It's fine. Both are good hard assets. I think Bitcoin will go way higher over time and faster just because of the administration we have. Super bullish on crypto and the chain of events happening so fast, and how much Bitcoin there's only left and how much is getting mined, a bunch of stuff, etc. Alts, looking at these other ones. AVAX, good bounce. I think it could stay in this box zone for a little bit. I haven't done Pepe in a while. Pepe will probably go sideways as well. Let's look at Doge. I think this could go lower. It's hard to tell for this one. Either the bottom's in. Oh no, this could go lower. No, it could test 23. This is a tough one. It's either going to test 23 or put in a new low, but these are good prices for it. Solana. I can't see it on the weekly. Same. Actually, this looks worse than Doge. It could put in a new low. It could test the 100s or low. Let's see. XRP, from what I've heard, is it is definitely. Look at that. From what I've been hearing, is like the most bullish looking altcoin. It pretty much is, yeah. This looks decent. So it just needs to stay above here, and it probably can. So of the $2 range. And then a lot of us are now looking at alt pairs. And if you look at one of the reasons I assume crypto is going to peak either summer or fall too. If you look at the total market cap, this is also ABC. So we could get something like this. A lot of people assume we're gonna get, because we have such a bullish crypto administration and the macroeconomics. Everybody assumed before Trump coming in office that it'd be like we're getting a 5 trillion crypto market cap or 10 trillion max. Very possible. The way I see it, until fiscal policy changes, we're not going to see altcoins pump. And that could be anywhere from this summer. I'm guessing it's this summer and end of the year. But it looks to me like this is an ABC. And so we can get a peak for alts in December. It could go higher. This is just the squiggles I do. But this is just telling me alts are going to trade a little bit sideways. And then in the summer, we'll get like a nice little crypto altcoin pump. And then again, if any of you are in altcoins, Doge with Tau is one I've mentioned before that I'm looking to add. I am going to start buying Tau probably by May. Right now, it's just all Bitcoin and MSTR, basically leveraging on Bitcoin. And Polygon. I think Polygon will do really well. What else? Let's look at regular stocks. Magnificent Seven. I haven't looked at these in a while. That actually is a good bounce. So probably by June. Yeah, this looks about right. Bull market support bands right here. Let me look at the weekly. Oh yeah. Yeah, so somewhere May, June, maybe sooner, maybe May. Stocks are going to be picking up. So we're near a bottom, or we've already set the bottom, guys, for stocks. So even with the tariffs just coming out in April, the way the market is, sentiment, like they always front run things. So when the tariffs do go in and everything is turning out fine, the market could just pump. And then it's going to be like what happened in 2023 and 2024. Even I was bearish with a lot of the macroeconomics at the time because of inflation. But when the market did start pumping, because they were just pumping, the T-bills they were printing out or spending, yeah, I could see that we were going to pump. It was hated rallies. We get those in the stock market. That's what they call it. And then every hated rally is like the most hated rally until the next one. So I do believe that will happen here too by the summer. That we'll start mooning, and then all the bears are going to be pissed and be like, no, this is not supposed to happen. And then they'll start going along, and then they'll get liquidated. And then it's how it goes. What else? I did crypto total market cap. Weighted ETF. This is a good one for like S&P 500 top that make it up. Yeah, I think we're done. I think we've bottomed, guys. So it looks like it can retest down below. Fuck, where's my other indicator? I had another one. This is looking bullish to me. So I think we'll pick up going into June. Tesla. I think Tesla bottom. It's going to go up here to 262 and test that. So we'll come back down and go back here to Tesla low in this box zone, the blue box zone, before it does want to test the top of this, the red on the Bollinger Bands and the bull support bands. So if I brought up the volume chart, I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of resistance up here. I could tell just with those two tell me that there's resistance. That's why they're like that. MSTU. This is how I see MSTU playing out. If you guys are in the calls with me, I know it's rough, just huddle. But I eventually see June playing out pretty well. MSTR looks really good. I had a different indicator. Yeah, this one. This is my favorite. I put it in. So it's flipped bullish on the 3-day. It's testing this line, and it's going in the center of the average for the Bollinger Bands. So if you get above this, that's nice. Then MSTR is going to 400. Of this downtrend, it looks like a massive bull flag too. It's crazy. I knew I should have bought calls down here. It would have made bank. It looks to me like, because the Bollinger Bands are getting really tight. See how when it had the price surge, they opened up. So that's what they do when usually price is about to move rapidly one way or move big one way or another, or one way up, or like either up or down. Sorry, way I describe shit. So it could do the same thing right here because the Bollinger Bands are tightening up. So I would say May, we're going to get some pretty crazy price action. And I think it's on the upside because if I look at RSI, we're we're way oversold. Stochastic's way oversold. To me, MSTR, this is the 3-day, looks ready to pump. And it didn't hit my box zone for how low it could go, which is great. That's super bullish. That happened last time too. I had MSTR calls that I had bought in August, and when we did start pumping in November, I sold one of them, thinking that hey, we could still go lower, when I shouldn't have. It's playing out the same way right here. Like literally not expecting it to pump, and it freaking pumps. And just like that last time, missed out on like 20 grand right there. Let's see. Stark, Coinbase. Coinbase still looks kind of bearish. It looks like it's picking up. Oh yeah, it's outside of the Bollinger Bands. This is gonna pump. It is outside the Bollinger Bands, so it's still trying to find like, I guess it's waiting on sellers to be exhausted. That's the best way to put it. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just gonna be a little sideways until it wants to test 200 and then make a move. And it's ready to break out of 200. Hood. Oh, I need to fix this one. Hood looks really bullish. Damn, I do wish I had bought more shares when I did have them. I did calls on this one. Yeah, I made bank, but this is gonna come back a little bit down. It could go higher. It's gonna test this 40 EMA around, I want to say like probably under 50. So I do think it actually can break this average for the Bollinger Bands. But it's gonna, let me get this brush so you guys can see. So it could break out and then test right here, but it's basically gonna go sideways until it finds support somewhere around here, and then I can't even draw, and then make a move up, and then from there. Mara. So miners actually, I think, have bottomed. They look really, to me, miners look ready to like make a move up. They're done. They're oversold. It's off the daily. What's gonna happen is Bitcoin's gonna make a move, and just like every time, the miners react very, very quick to it. So literally, they trade like shit. So they'll be like sideways or like at a low price for so long, then all of a sudden Bitcoin moves and these skyrocket like with the next day. So you have to be in them. You can't pretty much like time it with these guys. Very volatile stocks. BTBT also looks really good. I do think it will play out something like this. We'll go a little more sideways before it's going to want to test 279. Those who have BTBT with me, I think it's 4 people. Yes, it is 4 people. I am going to roll over my calls to August. I'm going to do the 4.5 strike because it's cheaper. I think they're 0.15. If you guys want to do that, I think it would be better to do, if you can afford to do the 3 or the 45. But I know we've already put quite a bit into BTBT, so I don't even want to spend that much on it, even though I think the miners will do great. I think the best move, because miners are pretty unpredictable this cycle. It's crazy how shit they did by December. This is the first. It's best to, the calls that we have, just take profit up here when Bitcoin rallies and then just go shares. To me, this looks like it's a giant trend line and it's ready to break out, or a cup and handle actually, possibility. Another guy I do follow, and I get a lot of analysis from him too. FB40, he believes BTBT could get to 17 by around 2026. It's a possibility, absolutely. When you look at Ethereum in comparison and Bitcoin. But it all depends if Bitcoin's gonna put in a new high for the winter or the fall. CLSK, this is testing its bottoms, but yeah, it should improve by summer. IBIT, if any of you are trying to get into Bitcoin and want like a ETF at a good price, you get BlackRock's ETF for Bitcoin. If I had a lot more dough, I would just get this, just buy up tons of shares off IBIT. And if you look at it too, it's just Bitcoin's price, really. All of these, especially like MSTR, the ones who hold like a crap ton of Bitcoin, their price pretty much mimics Bitcoin. Um, just buy up a lot of shares, and then if you do calls, so get calls by the end of the year, you would want to do that. I think the calls are pretty expensive for this though, and then with your shares, do sell covered calls. So what you're doing is you're getting you're expecting the calls or the stock to go down, the ETF to go down. So as it comes down, you're getting the premiums with it. So you're getting the premiums up front when you put in that position, and then plus you're getting the money after when the stock goes down. So you're getting even more. So if you do that, that's you make bank. But it is pretty pricey to play that kind of move. You would probably you need to get at least you have to have at least 100 shares. So you have to already put down 5K in that position. So that's just one option. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there, and I'll talk to you guys later.